Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Adams. I'm here with Joseph P. Larkin. This is Kakistocracy. Uh,
I
can
don't
you?
even know if that's how you pronounce it, Chris. I think it might be Kakistocracy,
Okay, okay.
but I honestly don't know for sure.
Y-
I didn't investigate to see how to pronounce the name of our show.
Yeah, I know that might be a little flaw in the system, but it is what it is. We're living with it. I like the little stickery. What do you call it? Way how you made it. So it's very punk rock and very just like let's put some tape and stuff on it and do it however we do
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, and I made sure to highlight the word racy. I don't know if you noticed that,
Oh,
and
okay.
also cocky.
You would, of course, yes.
I mean, whenever I look at it, the word, I always think of caca. So I don't know.
It's pretty close. It's fairly
Hmm.
close. I think this will be our first official episode because we did like a test run before and it was pretty rough, to say the least.
Hmm.
No one's fault but Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom sucks. It really is very bad.
Yeah. It, no matter
It's impressively bad, actually.
right. There are some other ones we'll get into later, but we have a year of this, so we'll make it work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I invested in learning how to do OBS so I could be like, let me make some things that are slightly more interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My mom just got deported. My mom just got deported.
You're next.
It's so not fair. It's so not fair. She's literally not a criminal. Like
No, she
she's
literally
literally
is.
just paid her taxes. She's literally
No, she
just.
didn't.
Yeah.
I don't believe that happened.
We're not safe.
Well, no,
No one's safe.
I'm fine.
Please
This guy wants to
hug
be
your
white
loved
so
ones,
bad.
please.
Yeah. But I only have one thing to say to that.
Faggots.
See, production value, Joseph.
Hmm.
The
Well, my advice to that guy it would be this: you need to dye those fucking eyebrows, man. That's what you need to do first and foremost. Don't worry about your mom right now. You need to worry about those eyebrows.
Yeah, but there's also there's a follow up video, and apparently,
Uh-oh.
no, I'm not gonna play it because I don't care enough about him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. But there's a follow up video, and apparently, his mom is doing just fine in Mexico. She's staying with relatives. She's having a great time. Probably uh, just partying it up over there.
Yeah, I don't understand why they get so upset about just simply going back home. What's the fucking big deal?
Yeah,
You're gonna film yourself crying because you just have to go home. Big fucking deal. It's not like they put you in prison, which is what they should have done. Other countries would have put you in fucking prison. No
right.
deporting you. They would have put you in fucking prison because you broke our law.
Yeah,
And
look.
actually, I want to talk about this for a second. These
Okay.
people that say this bullshit about how it's too expensive to come here legally. No, I got news for you. Coming here illegally is also expensive. They just choose to pay a fucking coyote $8,000 instead of paying our government $8,000. Don't get it twisted. Someone's getting paid. It's just not us.
Right.
So fuck them. So
Right.
fuck them. Launch them over the fucking wall, man. You need to put them all in one of those like t-shirt shooters. You know, that at like a fucking basketball game, they shoot a t-shirt at you. Well, now they can shoot a migrant child at you if you live on the other side of the border. I mean,
Right.
catch your migrant child on the other side of the border, where it should be in the first place. Should even be over here. I have to tell you, it's very interesting like right now because even in Southern California, the immigrants are starting to act decent. A lot of their arrogance has just faded into the ether, excuse me. Like, I noticed like the illegal immigrant that lives in my building across the alleyway from me. I noticed he hasn't been going outside making noise recently. He hasn't been in the alleyway making a bunch of fucking noise recently. And also, one of his cars that he leases just disappeared. I guess maybe they're gonna have some issues with their finances in the future, so they can't lease 4 fucking cars.
Right.
So there you go, dude.
Well, I think we should
It's
also
fun.
we shouldn't limit it to only people that are here illegally. We should also limit it to people here that are from here that are really annoying.
Yeah.
You know, like people that listen to their music without headphones out in public, people that just take up multiple seats on public transportation. Basically, people that annoy me is who I
You
want.
you just described a bunch of illegal immigrants. That's what you just did.
Right.
Because that's exactly who never uses headphones. I can't tell you how awful it is to go to the fucking Red Lobster or Olive Garden and hear children playing on their fucking iPads and shit. Turn that fucking shit down. I don't want to listen to that fucking shit. Fuck you.
Right.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
What did headphones ever do to you, motherfucker?
Also,
I'm
they're
using them right now. They're
Yeah.
fine.
they're cheap nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's a technology we've had for a while. It's not like it was invented yesterday.
I'm really fascinated. It's a certain special kind of arrogance, or maybe it's narcissism, where you think that everyone should listen to your music. You're like, my music is so cool. I bet everyone on the bus will really enjoy listening to this. This will be a special treat for them. I'm the DJ now. Look at me. I have my own little radio program right here on the fucking subway where you have to listen to it. You can't escape. I'm saying that they're doing this on purpose to irritate people. They're scumbags. They're
Right.
dickheads. They know it's a small space and you can't escape. That's what I love about living in LA, is that you're being held hostage by retards. Like 9 times out of 10, it's a retard holding you hostage. They're yelling, screaming. Like, I've had people yell at me from across the street. There's like 6 lanes of traffic between us. They're still yelling at you and shit. They can't help themselves. They just
Right.
can't.
Right. And yes, they absolutely do it to be annoying because they know they can be. And there's no repercussion because everybody here is a pussy. They're not going to punch people in the face. Like, that doesn't happen. So,
I'm not going to.
yeah,
I'm not
neither
going
am I.
to at all. Yeah, all I'm going to do is put my headphones on and then forget that you ever existed. Calgon, take me away. That's what'll happen. Headphones, take me away.
Yeah. And
They
so,
never have good, by the way, they never have good taste in music. It's not like they're turning you on to something that you haven't heard before. It's the same shitty Tejano music that all sounds exactly the fucking same. How do you pick which Tejano music you like best? Like, outside of Selena, they all fucking sound the same. And by the way, Selena just sounds like the other ones, but had a nice singing voice.
right. What's that?
But yeah,
What's that instrument they play? The bag, not the bagpipes, but that harmonica type thing. What is it called?
an accordion.
Accordion. It's like, how many different ways are there to play the accordion?
Well, you should ask the Germans, because the Germans are the ones who turned them on to that stupid fucking polka music. I love it too, because it's not even their music. That would be like me going around blasting, like, I don't know, Two Live Crew or something. You'd be like, what the fuck is this dude doing? That's not his music.
Yeah. You should be preaching the Strokes or something.
For sure. Turn me on to something I haven't heard in a while, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
the
If you're gonna play DJ, it's a huge responsibility. That's what I think. So you should make an effort.
Right. And that's really my problem, is the low effort nature of all of these people. But I remember I was living in a place not that long ago before this place, which was terrible, called St. Moritz. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Apparently it's famous because like hookers would get killed there.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's why you lived there, huh?
Well, it was cheap.
Yeah. Well, easy access to what you need to kill.
Yeah. And I remember one time I was listening because the walls were thin, so I could hear everybody's arguments. And there was this couple fighting, and this woman goes, "I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. When you were eating me out, I had other dudes come in my pussy." I was like, that's a way to end an argument.
Oh, that's another thing I love about living in LA is people outside yelling and talking on the phone. Like, don't you even care about your own privacy? Like, why would you want your neighbor to know that you let your man eat another man's cum out of your pussy? Like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
That's a private moment you shouldn't share with others.
Well, yeah, she definitely shouldn't have yelled it. Where like, because I guess they're having an end of the relationship fight, and she was just trying to win. But and that is a pretty good checkmate, if I do say so myself. Because
well, maybe he like dodged a bullet here. Maybe it's a good thing she dumped him. If she's letting other guys come in her pussy
not cleaning it out too. That's the part that I'm like, ugh.
You'd be surprised at how many women don't clean it out when you come inside them. I think that it's a weird breeding fetish. I haven't been able to wrap my brain around this one, but I've dated a couple girls that were like that, where you'd come inside them and then they just lie down, and it's like, I don't know. You should, I don't know. That seems gross. I mean, not to kink shame you, but that's a little bit fucking gross. Maybe you should clean your pussy out and someone anonymously jizzes inside of it.
I would say it's more than just a little gross. It's extremely gross.
Yeah.
Like, I used to. No, well, hold on. I don't know where you're thinking I'm going with this, but I used to date this one woman that, like, I think every comic kind of had sex with, and
the scene bicycle.
right.
Everyone rode around.
Yeah. Well, I know that because one of my friends hooked up with her, and then actually two of them. Oh, that's sad. Now that I really think about it, two of my friends hooked up with her that I'm still friends with, and then this other comic that and we ended up calling him on I was working on a show with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift, and they happened to know a comic that also hooked up with her, and so I was just like, wow, this is really obviously this is why I could never be with that person. And then she wanted a kid. Right? She wanted to have a child with me, and I was like, there's no chance in hell I'm going to do this. Someone did, though. She has a kid on her Facebook. I'm not stalking her. She comes up.
I know exactly who you're talking about because she pops up on my people you may know.
Yes.
I know exactly who you're talking about. And this is why you should never, ever, ever fuck a girl that does comedy. Ever.
Right.
Because, yeah, you are just jizzing into a jizz pit full of other hacks seed. Like, the most unfunny people also fucked the chick that you fucked. Guaranteed.
Right.
Guaranteed. I'm sure the people that you're friends with, you're already like, I don't want to be Eskimo brothers with this fucking guy. However, I will say this: she does have like nice, big, fat, fake tits, right? If this is the same woman I'm thinking, yeah, it's hard to say no. It's hard to turn big, fat, fake tits down.
Guilty.
Yeah, there's no one alive that will not. I will defend you till your death, because you should always fuck big, fake, ugly, fat tits, no matter what. But yeah, that's a major issue. Like, I hate being Eskimo bros with people I don't respect or admire. It really is. It's a shameful thing, man.
Right.
Because you're like, you fucked that guy and me. What did we have in common? What could you have possibly seen in both of us that you liked? I don't know.
I think she was just addicted to sex, really.
Yes, definitely.
Which I was like, fine. I'm not doing anything. I might as well, And I'm glad I never got her pregnant. I never got any diseases. So, knock on wood. But, yeah. But I want her deported, though, is my point.
Yeah, I hear you.
just for her taste alone.
Yeah. Without doubt, I could I could definitely never fuck a female comic because it's just I really is like too. It's just too. I have intimacy issues, man. I don't need to be fucking some chick that fucks other guys I know. That's just too much for me, man.
Right.
That's just too much for me.
I'd like to.
And and they are all hornballs too. By the way, they do fuck around a lot. Chicks are total hornballs, all of them, not just comedian chicks, but just in general.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially nowadays, it's more prevalent nowadays than it's ever been.
No way. It was always prevalent. We just weren't. We were a lot more modest.
Well,
We
they
like
hit.
like when you had a baby out of wedlock, you gave it to like the fucking nunnery or something like that, and they raised it as a nun. You didn't like. It's not like today where you just fucked a guy and got knocked up, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm having a baby with no father figure around.
Well, they hit it better back then. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's the more articulate way of saying what
Right.
what I was trying to say. But trust me, it was happening way back in the day too. I've been thinking about this a lot because, like, a lot of our fathers and our grandfathers were cucks.
Mm-hmm.
They raised someone else's kid, and like I looked into my I was gonna look into my whatever, my
Ancestry?
my ancestry. That's the word I was looking for. And then I looked it up and I was like, I don't think that my grandfather is the father to my uncle because he's not listed on the birth certificate. And then I was like, that's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm not looking up anymore. That's all I need to know is that my grandfather probably was a cuck and raised some other guy's kid. But what else are you supposed to do? You already had three children with this woman, and she
Right.
got knocked up again. Even if it's not yours, you're still stuck with that fucking kid. I mean, this is the fucking, this is the 50s and shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, even today, if you take care of a kid for a certain length of time, you're considered the father, even if you aren't biologically the father. That's just like
Weird.
the courts rule that way now, and so, or maybe they always did. I don't know. And so,
No, they did not. This is a new thing that they're doing. It's the same with like giving no fault divorces to women. Like, I can assure you that some women are at fault. They're faulty. No one is no fault.
right. The one that was at fault for me was she. I mean, she had big tits. What was I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, that's awful too. And in the comedy scene, you do hear about it when they fuck some other guy. Like everybody talks about everything. It's really icky, actually, the amount of gossip that goes on. It's like, what are you guys all teenage girls? Get a life.
I think they
Like,
are
I
though.
care. They have the mentality of teenage girls. All of them, literally all of them, think that. I don't know. Yeah, because whenever you find with like whenever one of these guys gets me too'd, all these like mad beta male guys will pop in and start saying their piece about it, and it's like, dude, you're just jealous,
Yeah.
because Harvey fucked all those hot chicks and you didn't. You're
Right.
just jealous because they know deep down that not everyone got raped by Harvey Weinstein. A lot of them did it willingly.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he had a deformed penis, so it actually would be really easy to fuck him. Like, it's not like he's gonna be riding you for 30 minutes or something like that. Like,
No.
apparently he just had to like rub his dick against his leg or something to get off. I was like, okay,
Jeez.
that's
Well,
it. I just have to rub his dick against his leg. Or against his thigh. I don't know. I could do that. I guess that sure beats sucking it, putting it in my asshole.
and all the other producers did that. So, you know.
Well, do you know what I'm talking about? That Harvey Weinstein was deformed. So he
Whoa.
was literally like, there's a story about him jacking off into a plant.
Yes, I
'Cause
heard that part.
He couldn't actually have sex. So in a way, he's kind of a victim. I feel for him. I mean, that's got to be a terrible position when you can fuck Anne Hathaway, but you can't because you physically can't fuck her. What a nightmare!
Right, and
Man,
that was
moment of silence for Harvey Weinstein, man. I can't help but notice that movies suck now since he got locked up. It's like there's no hot women in movies anymore.
no.
There's never going to be any Lord of the Rings movies that are worth a shit.
Mm-mm.
He was the reason why we got Lord of the Rings. He was the only one that was like, I'm willing to put up the money for this, and he put up a very small amount of money too.
But that was enough to get the ball rolling.
Yep, yep. And in fact, that's probably why there's so much CGI in the movie. But CGI 20 years ago looks pretty good compared to what it looks like nowadays. So,
Right.
not even a big deal.
Well, I think they got lazy with the CGI where they not just that they overused it, but back in the day they had more craftsmanship to everything, and now everything's like a factory of just
They exported the work to India.
yeah. Oh, well,
That's it. That's so it just looks like shit.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't fucking care. They don't have any standards over there.
I know. I saw their moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
It looked faker than ours.
Yeah, they didn't get Stanley Kubrick to work on theirs. They got like
A Bollywood director.
some Bollywood guy. Yeah. So once they got on the moon, they just started dancing. They started dancing around a pole or something like that.
Like was it triple G or something where they're jumping off of weapons, like catapulting themselves, and then they're just like this group of dudes. Have you ever seen those? Like those terrible.
Yeah, I have.
They're
I
so
see little clips of it sometimes here and there.
they're so bad. They're awesome though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're incredible. And I also really like the fact that Indians will set off when they get excited during a movie, they'll set off fireworks and burn the fucking movie theater down. This has happened more than one time in India.
Wow.
That's a total nightmare. Someone setting off fireworks in the movie theater. Fuck that.
Right.
No,
Well,
thank you.
also when you got 1 billion people, who cares if like a few hundred die?
Hell yeah. Fuck them.
They're not a
Let
cow.
them die. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not sacred.
Yeah, they're not sacred. There's too many people. Maybe do you think that's why they hold animals more sacred than people? Because there's too many people.
Yeah, because they are their people. They know they suck. They know any animal's better than than they are. Dude, they're like Indians are like the only group you're allowed to be racist towards. Like the
Right.
second they said they were gonna flood the country with Indians, everyone on Twitter went fucking insane. They were like, nope, that's not gonna fucking happen. We've had our fill of of people coming into this country.
Right.
Now that the fucking whatever, the buck stops here. Yeah, you know. But that was their big plan, was just to basically just flood our country with Indians next. Which no, I just won't do that. I won't tolerate that myself.
Right. I mean, and their food isn't that great. It's good, but it's not like the best thing I've ever had.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Chinese food is just as good.
Yeah.
Mexican food's good too. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Plus, their food is expensive here, so if you can get it at lunch, it's somewhat cheaper. But any time after like 2 p.m., it's really expensive for basically. It looks like slop, you know.
Yeah, you have to get the buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't like Ethiopian food, I don't think, because that is genuine slop.
I have had it.
Genuine slop.
I've had it because I worked at a casino. I was dealing cards for a minute, and there's an Ethiopian dealers. There's like a group of them. They all hung out together. All the Chinese people hung out together. Everyone kind of stayed to their own groups. But one day during lunch, they're like, "Do you want to try our food?" And I was like, "Sure." And it reminded me of Indian food in that it was just a bunch of like globs of color, and then you have this weird flat bread that's almost spongy, and you kind of just
Spongy, yeah.
sop it up. It's actually it tastes pretty good. It just looks weird.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I don't know what it's made out of. So,
Who knows? But they were nice to me, so I always say like I like them. I always thought they were really nice people. At least when they got here. I don't. Who knows how they are in their own country, but here for sure they seem chill. But that was a weird job, just dealing cards. You ever gamble?
no, I'm very much against gambling. I really hate it.
Yeah, me too.
I really hate it. But it must be especially hateful for you because you watched all these losers go in there
Yeah,
and like every single day just dumping their money into nothing.
Right.
Nothing. There's just no point to this. And I don't think the act of gambling is fun. Like if you were doing stuff like poker and you're playing it with your friends, like that's fun. I can see that being fun. But just mindlessly giving money to basically a corporation that hates you.
Yeah.
I don't see what's fun about that. I don't see what's appealing about that. I find it disgusting. It's reprehensible to piss away your money that way.
Well,
Fuck you if you gamble.
yeah, it felt gross, and it's obvious that the house has the edge. I mean, if you understand math or statistics, probabilities, and I was doing blackjack, so I wasn't even doing poker, which, like, I agree with you. At least poker, there's a chance that maybe it'll you can, if you can read people, you can maybe kind of work well, but if
There's a
it
skill involved. Yes, there's a
yeah,
skill.
but blackjack is just pure taking your money, and I watched people just constantly lie to their spouses. Like, they'd be on the phone and they'd be like, hey, I'm at the grocery store, and I'd silently go like, hit or wait, let's see, hit or stay, because I understood what I had to do was help them with their lie. It was pathetic.
It's totally pathetic. I really just don't understand it. I don't understand people that enjoy gambling. I just don't get it. Like, there's stuff that's fun to do at the casino, like eating at the buffet or going to see a concert. I guess I can find appealing. I can find that appealing. But man, just sitting in front of one of those fucking machines and just pressing a button, you don't even get to pull the arm down anymore. Now you just press a button over and over.
Right.
And by the way, it's all baby boomers in there. Baby boomers and random Chinese guys smoking indoors. It's all fucking baby boomers who just refuse to leave that money to their children. They just will not. They will not. My father left behind a fucking debt.
Oh,
He
shit.
he left a tax debt that took 9 years to pay off. Fuck that guy. I can't even imagine having children and just thinking like I'm not leaving them any money ever. Fuck them. Fuck my children. I
Right.
hope my children have to struggle to buy a home. That's what my dad said. And he's just a typical baby boomer, dude. They're all like that.
Ugh.
They just won't let go of power. Like Donald Trump and Joe Biden. It's like, get the fuck out of here, you old fucks. Get the fuck off my TV. Stop being the fucking president. Your run is over, baby boomers. It's done. Just stop. Quit while you're ahead, would you?
Right.
I hate baby boomers. Every time I see them with their faggot mobile Harleys, their stupid motorcycle or their fucking RV taking up the entire block, I just want to fucking scream at the sky. Fuck you, baby boomers. Fuck the lot of you. You selfish, thoughtless, greedy fucks. Fuck you. Everything that's bad about our society right now is the direct result of the voting habits of baby boomers. Whether they're liberals or conservatives, they're retarded. They're both stupid. So
Right.
one side, the liberal baby boomers are like, we need more immigrants. We need more immigrants so I don't have to pay as much to get my lawn fucking mowed. And so I can have someone beneath me that I can yell at and not get in trouble for yelling at. That's what baby boomers like having immigrants around for, so they can have a lower class to kick around. But then the conservatives are retarded too, because they're like, well, we need to give that money to Israel. Like, either way, you have two groups that just don't know how to use money. They just were handed everything and they don't know how to fucking act like an adult.
Right. Oh,
I
man.
really can't believe that people's parents, sorry. I can't believe my own parents didn't leave me any fucking money. How do you fucking live with yourself, Dad? You fucking pissed away all that money that you could have given to your fucking son. Your son could have done something with that. Anything. He did nothing with that money. And it's the same with every baby boomer I've ever met. They're all a bunch of selfish fuckheads.
Right.
Fuck them. I
And
hate them. They make me so mad.
well, I can tell.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They came up at a time when they could, because my dad told me about this. He could work a minimum wage job. He had enough money to have a car. He had enough money also to go to college and pay that off while renting his own place and going out on dates. And like, I'm finally above minimum wage at my job, and I'm like, I don't think I could still do any of that.
Right. Yeah. They have no idea. And by the way, my parents didn't have black people at their school, so they don't know what it was like to get bullied by a fucking black kid. I sure know what that was like. I'll never forget it. My bullies got kicked out of school for bringing a stolen police baton to class. Okay, my fucking parents didn't have a bully like that. Oh, did the fawns call you fat or something? Meanwhile, my bully threatened me with a fucking police baton. Okay, fuck you, dad. But yeah, I never even told my dad I was getting bullied because what the fuck would he do about it? What could he do? He has no experience in that scenario. He doesn't know what
Right.
it's like to get bullied by a fucking black person.
Right.
They never experienced any of that. That's why they kept doing all this voting for open borders and shit because they didn't have to experience that growing up. They don't have no idea what that's like, and it's not nice for the people coming here to this country to have to be in a completely alien environment where they don't fit in. Like nothing works for this. When you have open borders, it doesn't work for anybody. Everyone gets fucked
Right.
except the baby boomers.
Yeah, because
The
they're gonna.
baby boomers get someone that will clean or wash their car for them for like a little bit cheaper.
Right, and then they're gonna die soon, so they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
they're
Why should they care? They're getting Social Security right now. We're not going to get Social Security when
mm-mm.
we're their age. We don't get shit.
Right.
Dude, every person that lives in my building that's a baby boomer is a fucking scumbag. They're children. They're children in adult clothes. The way they behave is unbelievable. Like I don't know if I've ever talked about this with you, but the people on my HOA, they've been doing this for years. They haven't done it in a while, but they've been doing it for years. They'll go into their garage in the middle of the night or like at 7 in the morning and just set off their car alarm. And they set it off for 2 minutes straight. It's always for two because I it was happening so frequently that I started like um counting it. I would look at my watch and be like, how long is this going on for? Um, but yeah, that's the kind of people I'm dealing with. These people are in their fucking 60s doing this shit. They never grow up. They suck. And I can only imagine how bad Gen X is going to be. I mean, we're still all basically children.
Right.
We're like going to see the Super Mario Brother movie or what the fuck ever this gay bullshit is.
Marvel.
Marvel Comics movies. I actually tried to watch. I tried to watch that Super Mario Brother movie last week because it's on Amazon Prime. I just
Okay.
fucking fell asleep after 10 minutes. I was like, who fucking cares? This is so boring. It
Right.
didn't even make me want to play the video game. In fact, it made me completely uninterested in the concept of Mario Brothers in general.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they have to balance it between appeasing the 40-year-olds and the children at the same time.
Hmm.
How do you do that? It's impossible.
I know they used to do it pretty well because stuff like Star Wars or the Muppet movie,
Oh yeah.
that's
Okay.
something you could watch. You could watch that stuff with your parents, and both you and your parents could enjoy it. Everything has been, they've definitely infantilized us.
Infantilized.
Yes, they
Okay.
infantilized Americans. Because if you go to Target, there's all this stupid shit. Like you can buy the Marvel T-shirts at Target
Yeah.
in the boys section, but if you go in the girls section, there's all these dumb signs and T-shirts that say "I'm a princess" or "Put on your big girl panties and stop crying" or whatever. Like they're just turning everyone into children. Man, yeah, I'm complaining about the baby boomers, but the next couple generations are going to be really fucked because they won't know how to do anything. Because my dad was a total loser, but he still knew how to build stuff. He could build like a fucking bridge. He did. He built a bridge. He built a
Whoa.
deck. Like he could do stuff. He didn't teach me how to do that stuff. He didn't give a fuck about me learning how to build something. Like we could have, I would beg him to like, can we build a tree house in the backyard? And he'd laugh at me. That's hilarious to him. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to have a fucking relationship with my father. I'm a jerk. You're right, Dad. I'm a real jerk. What a jerk I am for wanting to spend time with you in the backyard. What a jerk.
Yeah. I remember like my toilet. There was something that I was trying to install a bidet in my toilet,
Hmm.
and so I broke something, or I thought I broke something, and then I was able to go to Home Depot, get some tools, and fix it. And the way I did it was I watched a real man do it on YouTube,
Hmm.
and then just did what he did.
Yeah, that's how I fixed my toilet as well.
Yeah.
The toilet's actually the easiest thing to fix. Um,
There's not that
that's
much. There's not too many parts in there.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to think about. Like, okay, so my dad's father at least taught him how to build some stuff. He didn't teach me how to do fucking shit, nothing. He didn't teach me how to do anything. And so if I have kids, I can't teach them anything because I don't know anything.
Hmm.
I don't know how to change my tires. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know. It's depressing to think about.
Yeah.
It's completely ruined society.
Yeah.
All of society is just a bunch of fucking children.
Well, like again, that's why those Marvel movies were so popular for so long. Is these people used to just read comic books. They never really built things. In the past, we would aspire to be cops or something, and like construction workers. But now we're hoping to be, I don't know, grown kids. Like I don't even know what we're trying to be. You know?
I don't know either. I don't know. I can tell you this: we're going to be debt slaves, all of us. There's no more houses that people can buy up. They can't afford them.
And the good ones that they did have, they all burned up at the Palisades. So
Hmm. Dude, I have I don't know. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but every time I see someone saying that I should donate money to the Palisades Fire, I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
no, I feel the same
I
way.
think they're fine. I think they'll be fine. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a problem, no one ever donates money to me. So fuck that shit.
Right. Well, I knew some.
They lived in the best real estate in the whole country.
Hmm.
And yet they're asking me for handouts. Go die. How's that sound? That's baby boomers. That's baby boomer logic right there.
Right. And I knew somebody that their house did burn down, but they also have a house in Mexico and another one in Texas. So I was like,
Hmm.
and he goes, "Yeah, I'm homeless." I'm like, "Well, not really.
Hmm.
You're just your main home is gone, but you have two others."
Hmm. Let me guess, he's Mexican.
No, no, a white guy.
He has he has a house in Mexico and Texas and California, and he's white.
Yeah.
That's very surprising.
Well, he's successful. He. What are you gonna do? Uh,
Yeah, I'm not mad at him.
yeah. No, I'm not mad. Like he's a good guy. So I actually was bummed that he lost his house because he did lose, like, stuff you can't replace. The pictures,
Hmm.
it's not even the stuff that you own, like all the like the DVDs and stuff. None of that's super important. It's like family pictures of when people were
Oh,
young.
I know, because like that, all that stuff got from my family got burned up, or not burned up, but got destroyed in the two different floods.
Oh crap.
Yeah, so I don't even know myself. There's no pictures of me as a kid. There's no pictures of my parents anymore. It's like my parents just didn't exist. When you really think about it, they just don't, like, there's no proof that they existed except for a couple pictures here and there.
Yeah. Well, I also I do have pictures still, so that's good. But I lost like a couple of things from my childhood, like something I drew about my mom when before she passed, and I was like
Hmm.
kind of bummed about losing that because it was just like a memory. But I mean, in the end, though, it is important, but it's just important to me.
Hmm.
It's not something I'd ever pass down to anybody because it's nothing really.
Hmm.
And I think it's better not to dwell on the past because the past is it's already gone. I mean, what can it's not like you can change it. You can't do anything to make it better. It is what it was, and
Hmm.
all you can do is hopefully have a better future. Sorry to get philosophical.
Yeah, no, I agree though. Like, for instance, if you're someone like my dad who had no relationship with his father, you could try to fix that problem when you have a son. See, I'm stuck. I'm really stuck on the past. So
Yeah, I could
I
tell.
really am stuck because it's really hard for me to understand how like a grown ass man would just abandon his children all the time. I just don't. I
Yeah,
just don't get that. I just don't think. And all the times in my life where I did drugs and drank, I made sure I didn't have anyone in my life that I could hurt.
right,
Like I didn't have a girlfriend or a child.
right.
I was only hurting myself. And I say that because I like my blood circulation hurts while we were talking today. I think because of the way I'm sitting or something. It's my blood circulation started hurting.
Oh
Yeah, this
man.
is like getting older really fucking sucks. Like
Yeah.
I can't even circulate blood without it hurting. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
the most natural thing your body does just starts hurting you all of a sudden. It just doesn't feel good anymore.
Yeah,
It really sucks.
it does. But, you can't stop it. But I'm with you, though, on the dad thing, because my real father left before I was born. So
Hmm.
I never met the guy. And I was talking about that today a little bit, where I was like, I only just learned that I'm Mexican at 39.
Hmm.
Like, even though people are like, how did you not know? You're brown, you like the Dodgers. Like, there was signs.
You, the tricky part is that you're wearing headphones, so I would never have guessed.
Well, I had a Dodger hat in the first thing we did, but, like, there's Dodger stuff in the back,
No,
Um,
I can see it. I was just say if you had Raider shit back there too, it'd be undeniable.
I am also a Raiders fan, yes.
Weird.
Yeah, and a
Do you,
Lakers
do
fan.
you do you still like them even though they moved to Vegas? I think they're in Vegas now, the Raiders.
They are. Yeah, I just like football. I'm a fan, even though I know it's stupid and like all fixed. They say it isn't, but the NBA was fixed and they caught the ref.
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you mean to tell me that they can't do that to the NFL? Of course
Hmm.
they can, and of course they probably do. I mean, Kansas City got into the Super Bowl 3 times in a row, not because they're necessarily just the best team, but Taylor Swift money. Come on,
Hmm.
her there gave them a lot more potential fans, but the problem is they're female fans and they don't really care about the game. So them chasing that whole thing was stupid to me. I'm like, you're not getting
No,
fans.
no, they need them. They need them to watch the commercials because girls will watch the commercials even though they won't watch the game. That's a thing.
That's the reason. Okay, because I was like, what's the point? They're not going to actually care about anything that's happening on the field. Um, and I've cared less and less about sports as I've gotten older because I'm like, it's all. What am I going to get mad about when at the end of the day, these are millionaires going home to mansions when I just,
Hmm.
am chilling here in my apartment going, oh man, they lost. Who cares?
Hmm.
Like, I
They don't
hope.
care.
Yeah, they don't care. The,
Well, it's not their hometown. Why would they care if your team wins or not?
yeah, they're doing it for money, you know?
Hmm.
And I don't blame them. I mean, I would, hell, if we could get paid millions of dollars to do this, I would do this. I would be the best at this, better than anyone's ever been.
Hmm.
But we're not. So, you're
Well,
getting what,
not with that attitude, we're not.
well, you're going to get what you're going to get, is my point.
Someone help, please. Too many weird bitches in school.
Why does she want to get into the room?
I'm assuming there's Twinkies involved.
Little girl.
I mean, there has to be like a hostess factor on the other side. That's the only reason you're expending
Hmm.
that much energy.
Man, and what I love is that we live in a world full of cowards where the guy's trying to hold the door shut and he says to the other guy, "Hey, a little help here." Like, what the fuck are you just standing there watching for? And there's people on the other side just standing there watching. Why doesn't someone just push that fat bitch on the ground?
Yeah.
She can't get back up. Fuck her.
Well, the main reason is because everyone's Sue happy, so
Hmm.
it really ruined everything. Like back when I was young, I used to get punched in the face by other kids, and then it taught me how to take a punch. Never how to throw a punch, just how to
Hmm.
take them. And so you that like built up your toughness back in the days. You get bullied and it sucked, but I think later on in life, like when people try to mess with you, you're like, I've already heard worse. Like for example, the casino, people would just say the meanest shit, like, I hope you die, and I hope your mother regrets ever having you. It's like, well, already too late, but okay. I don't know. I didn't have more.
They say that to you because they lost.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not. How's that your fault?
Well, the way they explained it to me was, don't take anything they say personally. They're losers, and they're going to just yell at you because they hate themselves.
Man, what a waste of a life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pushing the buttons over and over and getting like no money out of it, or just like occasionally getting money out, but never anywhere near the amount you put in.
Well, that's the thing. So no matter how much you win, over the course of like years, you've lost more than you'll ever win. In fact, it's impossible to win because the house has the edge for a reason, and you're going to give it back. And you get taxed on that too, by the way, if you win over a certain amount. So,
Oh, I know that. Trust me, I know all about that.
oh yeah, of course you do. And so like you have these people that they come in and they just like say terrible things to the dealers because I worked in Inglewood at Hollywood Park Casino, where it was just like the most horrific people you could see. And I worked 9 a.m. to like, wait, no, 7 to 4 or something. Like I worked the worst shifts, so like only the worst degenerates come in the daytime. Like at least at night you could pretend like, oh well, we're having fun. There's a bunch of other people here, but in reality, it was pretty terrible.
Sounds terrible. Yeah, I saw Devo play at that park twice. It's like a dog race. There's a dog racing park attached to it, or there used to be, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think they tore it down. That's where Charles Bukowski used to go and bet on the dogs.
Right. They had dogs. I think they also had horses too back in the day. But they tore it down to make way for the Chargers and what was the other team? The Rams. So I think it's actually now just the Rams. I think the Chargers maybe have a different, or no. I think they're both in that stadium. But anyway, that stadium is where I saw the Rolling Stones.
Oh wow! Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
On the Indian burial ground of where I saw Devo.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones.
And
I mean that. By the way, that's a true degenerate casino because they don't. Aside from occasionally having bands play over the summertime, there's no entertainment there. There's no food there. It's just cards basically, and I don't even know if they have slot machines there. I can't say that I remember seeing any.
There aren't any because California, unless you're an Indian casino, you can't have slot machines, and you also couldn't have craps with dice. You had to do it with this weird card thing.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Oh no, it sucks. What they do is but they're degenerates, so they're gonna bet on it anyway. They put their money on the craps table, and then this card spits out it's 2 cards, and it's like randomized, so 1 through 6, and you get what you get, but there's no. I mean, at least craps you can pretend that you have some kind of control with the dice, right? You're not allowed to touch the cards. The dealer has to slap it down. And that was the weirdest thing to me, because it was a casino in that it was a card room, and that's how they got. And the way they got around the gambling rules was there's a separate company that did the payouts. They called them the bankers, and so the bankers would pay the people out, and the casino would get a cut of every bet, I think is what it was. So every time someone bet, they got like $1 or something. But it was a weird life, and the problem with easy money is it just, you don't think about it and you just spend it like crazy. And that was actually because of that job I got out of poverty, but I ended up having to pay a lot of taxes because I didn't I don't think I did it right. I thought I did it right, but apparently I didn't. And so now like every month I still pay the IRS.
Oh, that blows. They
Yeah.
always get their pound of flesh, though.
Which is why I'm happy they're being audited.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, it's a nice change of pace. Them
Yeah.
being audited. They're all a bunch of fuck ups. I really can't stand them. Like I got $1,000 back this year. I don't know why. How did I overpay $1,000? That seems unlikely. And last year they did something really funny where they sent me they sent me back, I don't know, like $250 or something like that. And then like a month later, I got a bill for $300, which was the $250 they sent back, and then $50 for the late fee of not paying it on time. So they do all kinds of shit like that to drum up some revenue.
Right.
They really are evil, and there's nothing that irritates me more than knowing that the people that I hate the most, my neighbors, I'm paying them to harass me and not go to work every day because I pay taxes. I'm the one paying taxes over here. God damn it.
Well, you pay more than once, right? So you got the income plus property sales, so that's 3. What else?
Inheritance tax if you fucking die.
Oh yeah.
If you die in California, they try to take all of your money, even if your bank was someplace else.
It's just too many taxes, and as we're seeing, they're just wasting it anyway. They're on stupid stuff. So I don't even understand why people are mad that they're finally getting revealed what they're wasting it on. I'm just like,
they're in a cult called the Democratic Party. That's why they're mad.
Right.
Well, they love the government. They love the idea of getting half their income pissed away. They love it. They love the idea that the government is gonna like play the role of dad for them. It's a cult though, and it's a confirmed cult. When first of all they try to do that gaslighting thing where they pretend like 2020 didn't happen. Oh, it didn't happen. It wasn't. All that rioting and stuff was no big deal. You're blowing it out of proportion. No one made you get vaccinated.
Yeah, you did.
You're just exaggerating. Well, that's what they trying to change reality. It's a total cult.
Right.
And they never hold their elected leaders accountable for any fucking thing. They just don't care. It's disturbing. It's terrifying that we share this country with a population that is borderline retarded. They don't have any critical thinking skills at all. Nothing.
Nothing. And
to be mad at the government being audited, I just don't understand. Like you, like that doesn't make your dick hard like it does mine.
Well, yeah, it's finally nice to see them on the other end of it, and they're mad and weird about it. But if I had a team, I guess I'd be mad too. Like But I don't like. I'm like you, and I don't have a team. I think they're both corrupt, and I just hope that that at least for a little bit we get some like accountability. But I doubt that'll truly happen. But I hope at least a little bit of it happens.
No, there's no accountability. Did you see that the mayor of Los Angeles is now blaming the fire department for the reason for her leaving the country?
I did see that the mayor of LA was blaming other people. Someone recorded a call with her where she was saying, "Oh, I'm only going to be gone for 2 days. You'll see what's going to happen." It's almost like she kind of knew.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that she could be out of the country while it happens. I can't. It's not. I didn't start the fire. I didn't know anything about that. I wasn't even in the country.
Right. And also, why Ghana? I mean, who cares?
I don't know.
Like, is she Ghanese or is she just? Is it? I don't even understand What? You're a mayor of a city in California. You don't need to go overseas for anything, ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she had
Yeah.
promised not to go
She's
overseas.
she's gonna be in trouble.
Ah,
Man.
I feel like that. I feel like that's. I feel like that's a good place to end with a terrible dad joke.
Okay, I can dig it.